So a surface bar piercing is a piercing that goes under the skin layer and in the fatty tissue, the subcutaneous layer. People have been trying to get them all over, but the places where they've been the most successful anyways for a surface bar have been the sideburn area, also the chest, which is really great.
I'm Michelle and I'm getting a surface bar piercing done today. I have not gotten this piercing before. I've only seen it become popular recently. I have thought about getting this piercing, but because of the placement and the kind of piercing it is, it took me a while to kind of look up who and where to go to. So I've been getting pierced since I was 12 years old, and a lot of it was rebelling against my mom. I liked getting piercings and I liked the thought of getting tattoos and just adding a little bit of personality to who I am. So I feel like this will give me a slight boost of confidence just because that's what all my piercings are meant to do. Although for work purposes, I'm not really allowed to show that flair. But outside of work, it's more or less what my friends expect of me. My dream outcome would be exactly what I've seen on Pinterest. So just like a nice, dainty, flat piercing that I can easily hide or show off on my day-to-day basis.
I'm Thomas, and I'm owner and head piercer of Aesthetic Ambition in Marina Del Rey, California. I started piercing about 12 years ago when I started college. I was able to pay my way through college as a body piercer, and I opened this place up about 4.5 years ago. So a surface bar piercing is a piercing that goes under the skin layer and in the fatty tissue, the subcutaneous layer. Nowadays anyways, it has two 90-degree posts that go up from underneath the skin, and that way you can thread in two tops into those ends. Hi, I'm Thomas. How are you doing today?
I'm good. My name's Michelle. Nice to
meet
you.
Hi, Michelle. What are we doing for you for piercing-wise?
I would like to get the surface bar piercing right
Great.
here on
That's an excellent location for healing.
On the outside of my right ear.
So here we have some to choose from. So the best options are about this size or this size. That's 4 or 5 millimeter. And these options are all very flat to the skin, which is great for healing. Do any of those speak to you?
Yeah, I'd like to go with the turquoise, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, I think that would be a fun look.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Awesome.
let's go with that.
Let's go set it up.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous, not for the outcome, but for the pain-wise. I'm not really sure what that's going to be like, but I feel like I have a pretty good high pain tolerance.
So first I will clean the area with sterile alcohol wipes. This will remove any oil or debris from the work area in which I'm going to be marking first and then eventually piercing. After the area is clean and dry, I will then use a non-sterile marker to make the initial point. I will then measure the distance for my particular surface bar using a non-sterile or sterile toothpick, and then I will use that to make my secondary mark. After I'm happy with those marks, I'll show the client the mirror and make sure that they agree with me. After that, we will apply iodine, which is the actual skin prep, and I will make sure that I apply it in enough area so that my entire possible area of touching is all going to be disinfected for the procedure. For the actual procedure, I'll begin by using an O needle to make a little round hole basically through the skin, remove a little bit of the dermis and remove a little bit of the subcutaneous tissue beneath, and this really makes those 90-degree holes for my surface bar later on. We make the first hole, nice deep breath in, it's very quick, just a few twists of the O needle and that little tubule of tissue is removed. So when we use the O needles, we do remove a little tubule of skin and a little bit of fatty tissue underneath, and that's a little bit of white tissue that you saw removed after each of those. After we make the second incision, I then compress the area with some gauze to eliminate any bleeding. And then I will go under the skin with a needle, in this case a 14-gauge needle, and I will travel under the skin at the appropriate depth that matches the surface bar rise. And then once I reach the other side, I'll pop out. And then transfer the jewelry in. And that'll be using a taper. Of course, getting over those 90-degree bends is a bit of a fun part, so we do that quite quickly and then massage it back into place. Once the bar is through, I have to remove the taper on the other end, secure my grip on the jewelry, and then carefully thread on the other end without dropping it. And then once that's done, it's just cleaning up the area, removing the iodine and any residual blood or marker. Now, time for the mirror reveal. All right, take a look.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Woo!
I love it. I was very impressed. It's definitely what I thought it would look like.
All right, so to take care of a surface bar piercing, just like your other piercings, you're just going to be using a sterile saline rinse at least once a day after shower. That's the most important time. A surface bar piercing will take about 3 to 4 months to heal on average, given that it's soft tissue and not through cartilage, but it can take longer in some cases. You certainly want to see your piercer first to make sure it's fully healed to change at the 3 to 4 month mark.
I thought the piercing would be a lot more painful than it actually was. During the process, I just felt like a pinch of the skin.
I like going through the process with the client where they think that they're going to be going through this like very intense invasive thing, but then to have them be pleasantly surprised that the procedure was very easy afterwards, and then they still have the look of something that's very intense or extreme aesthetically. Needles get a really bad rap. Needles are scary because they're really sharp, but the reason why they do less damage to the tissue is also because they're so sharp.
My initial reaction to my piercing was just pretty amazed, just because it looks like it would hurt a lot more than it actually did, but the end results are totally worth it. Working with Thomas was really great. He explained everything thoroughly and walked me through the process.
Michelle was fantastic, very calm energy, very good taste in jewelry. I love turquoise.
So this piercing I'm definitely gonna take a lot more care of, not that the others aren't important, but just because of the placement of it. I'm gonna leave the jewelry on for as long as I need to, but I'm definitely gonna be excited to show my friends my new piercing. Hopefully it'll encourage them to wanna get something new too. So anybody that thinks about getting this piercing, it's less painful than I thought it would be. Maybe just coming here with Thomas and his expertise made it a lot more simpler. Come prepared for the worst, because it probably more likely than not will be less than you expected it to be. This new piercing is just gonna continue to like add to my future collection of piercings, so it's definitely something else to add on to who I am as a person.